Hello and welcome to the second Tour de Fleece video for 2024. Today is July the 6th and it is the 8th day of Tour de Fleece, also Tour de France. And I'm Shauna, if you're new here. I just finished my other spin and let's see, can you see it? Yeah, right there. I left it hanging outside to dry overnight and it was so warm and windy yesterday. It was probably completely dry, but then it got dew on it last night. So we're supposed to get around 75 today and there is almost always a breeze here. So I'm thinking that will dry completely today. So during this video, at some point, there will be an update exactly how many yards and the finished diameter of the yarn and all that. But yeah, there it is, swaying in the breeze. I'm getting ready to start my second spin of the tour. I pulled out my fiber that I prepped for this. And if you watched my first video, you know I only prepped 2 spins, so I don't think it's going to be enough. That being said, I don't feel like sitting here and spinning a whole bobbin today, so I did that last week, I think. Anyway, so I've got this, it's comb top. I separated into 3 strips, and I ran it across my blending board and then dizzed the fiber off. So, let's see, is this the end? Where are you? There it is. So this is what the fiber is looking like. It's pretty open and airy, although I would say it could be pre-drafted a bit more for my taste. What I originally was hoping to do with this, or thinking about doing, was long draw. I've spun one other braid of comb top long draw, and I did that by pulling off staple links and spinning it from the fold. This, I obviously don't want to do that because I've broken the fiber down and my grist on that was not great. Actually, let me go grab that skein. I'll be right back. All right, so this is that skein, and I know it's a bit hard to tell because it's all caked up. You can only see so much of it, but I got about 333 yards, which is slightly more yards than I got for my continuous back spin over there. But I've always heard that you get really amazing grist, meaning a lot of yardage for the amount of fiber that you're spinning with long draw. But when I spun from the fold, I did not, is attenuate the right word? I did not attenuate the fiber. I didn't pre-draft, if you will, because it's a staple length, but it was the whole entire braid. I don't know if I'm explaining this well, but it was really dense. So I don't know if that made a difference. I mean, the resulting yarn is nice and airy, but here's my dilemma. This is still comb top. Even though I ran it through my blending board, fibers are still pretty aligned. So could I even do long draw? I probably just need to try, but like part of me just wants to spin default because it's easy. So I don't know. I think I'll at least give long draw a shot. If it's really going poorly, I will just go to default. But since I have no plan for the spin, I'm not doing a control card. I'm not doing anything like that. I'm just gonna spin. So I'll check back in with you when I have more of a clue of what I'm doing. it seems to be spinning long draw okay. I'm not sure. I don't know. I still kind of want to do default, but I guess now that I've started, I'll do long draw. I don't know. That's super hard to see. I'll show you a better angle. So that's how it's looking so far. I think one of the challenges I find with long draw is that I'm such a consistent spinner, and obviously long draw is just going to naturally be less consistent. But even that being said, when you apply it together, it's kind of magic. It really is kind of magic. But yeah, I guess I will continue doing this for a while. I am struggling with this spin. Actually, let me just rephrase that. I struggle with long draw in general. And granted, this is only my second spin, but I keep mentally thinking that I want to just switch back to default because I know that I can do it and I know that I can get a yarn that I like. But then I'm fighting that and telling myself that the only way to get better is to practice. So I'm going to continue on, but I thought I would give you a few little tips because not that I'm an expert by any means, because I'm struggling right here. But when I first started wanting to learn long draw, I watched a lot of videos, I read a lot of blogs or articles online, and everyone that I have found says increase your speed and I think decrease the uptake. And for me, I found that complete opposite to be true. Now, granted, I'm using my electric eel wheel. I've done just a bit on my regular wheel, but I never spun a whole braid. I never could really get in the groove. So for this, just to give you a point of reference, for my last spin that was worsted spun, continuous back, that's how I spin, continuous back, that I spun on my wheel at a speed of 2.5, and I would say like a moderate uptake. You know, there's no numbers there, I can't give you one, but a decent uptake. And for this, I'm spinning at a 2 with maybe even just a little bit more uptake, because I find once I'm ready for the fiber to go on, I really want it to go on pretty quickly. Now, not so quick that it pulls it out of your hand or anything like that. But yeah, I don't really understand why I have a complete different experience. The other thing that really confuses me is I will be having the same mechanics, everything. You know, they say that you want to be very consistent with your speed drawing back, and there are times where obviously my wheel is at a consistent speed. It's not relative to my feet at all. It's motorized, it's at a speed. And there are times where that twist builds up in my fiber so fast that it gets twist locked and I can't draft back in like a brief moment. And then there's other times I can't seem to get enough twist. Like I'll hold it and hold it and hold it, but the fibers are just slipping thinner and thinner. And I'm going at a pretty steady speed. So I don't understand that. If you are a long draw guru and you have any insight, could give me any tips, that would be fabulous, because I don't know, I just feel like obviously practice is important, but I just feel like it hasn't completely clicked yet. Like I feel regular spinning for me clicked pretty darn fast, and this one is just harder. So I don't know. Any tips would be wonderful. Okay, I think I have come to a conclusion, and it's not one that I'm very happy about, to be very honest with you. There's what I have so far, and I think my conclusion is that for a beginner of long draw, this is not a good fiber prep. This might work wonderful for someone else, but what I think I'm finding, let me pull out a piece of fiber here. What I think is happening is that, you know, this was comb top, and so even though it's been pre-drafted and dizzed and really opened up, still the staple lengths are kind of in chunks and they're not jumbled enough. So what's happening is I'm getting a lot of these really thick and thin spots, and what's happening, I think, is that twist is coming in and it's getting all into one staple length where it's not really jumbled enough in certain areas, and it's really locking down in those spots. So I'm getting these big chunks, and then when I'm like actually drafting, then it comes out nice. And it probably would ply up okay, but I think for a learner, for a beginner, I'm going to go with the theory that it's best to start with things that are prepped in the right way. So now my question is, what do I do with the rest of this? I still have 2 full sections and this. So I probably spun like maybe a third of this. I think what I'll do is I will weigh what's left here, evenly divide it between the 2 bags, and try and do a 2-ply. I don't love a 2-ply. Oh, I could really, you're hearing my thought process here. I was gonna say I could just weigh it out and then evenly distribute it for a 3-ply. I might do that. I don't know. I think I'm gonna go walk to my mailbox, see if the cord for my eel wheel's here so I can see how that works or doesn't work, and maybe in that little walk I will have processed a thought about this. I'm back and it's already getting hot outside. It's like 10 a.m. Also, with movement, my nausea gets worse. I'm still not feeling good, but I got my cable and I have an empty bobbin on my wheel. And we're about to see if this is gonna make a difference. All right, we're at a speed of 2.5 on my wheel, empty bobbin, and we're gonna see. This is under the battery power. Okay, same speed, same everything, but now we are on wall power. Is it bad that I can't tell? I have no idea. Okay, for better or worse, I came to a decision. I split what was left, put it in each of the other bags. So I have 52 grams in each bag, which will be a decent spin. I'll do a 2-ply. I will probably aim for a wraps per inch of around 30. Yep, that sounds right. And go for a fingering weight because that's what I like to use. What do I do with this? I did chain ply a little bit for this, and it was a nightmare because the fiber, like it wouldn't flow through the other fiber very well. It would get hung up on itself, and then the singles would break a lot. So I might just have to throw this out, which is a little bit sad. I don't like wasting stuff. But I guess it's not a complete waste because I did learn something in the process. So I'm going to do some reel spinning now. Not that that wasn't reel spinning, but like maybe toward the project. And I'll show you how that goes in a little bit. Okay, after I filmed those little snippets of the wheel on the battery power versus the wall power, I cranked it all the way up and I didn't record it. But I can tell there is a difference in the speed. And honestly, that might just be the way it is because I don't think it's much of a difference as with the other cable that I had. So I've been spinning so far on the battery pack. I've done that much and no issues whatsoever. I also wanted to show you the ply back that I'm getting on this. Of course, I'm not very close. Where's the camera? Oh, it doesn't want to focus very well. There it goes. Anyway, the ply back is gorgeous. I'm so much happier with this than I was with trying to do the long draw. I'm not saying I'll never try it again, but for this, it was definitely the right choice. So I am spinning to 30 wraps per inch. I did take a part of the ply back sample and as a 2-ply, which a ply back is, it's right at fingering weight, so that's perfect. And I'm just gonna spin this on default. And it's nice, like I don't have to constantly compare to man, my brain still isn't working right, control card, where I had my little sample of the single, because although I do want this to be a fingering weight, I do want it to be pretty consistent. I'm not spinning for a certain project in mind, so there's a little variance in there. I mean, we're human anyway, it's never gonna be exactly perfect, so all that to say, I'm much happier with this and I'm spinning away, but I think I'm going to take a break pretty soon. I was listening to something on my phone while I was spinning away, and suddenly it stopped, and apparently my internet's out, so that's fun. And I live in an area where I cannot get cellular service. So I wanted to stop at noon anyway, and it's now 12:15. That's the progress that I've made. Like I said, much happier with this than this. You can see the difference there, maybe, although, oh, it's difficult. It's hard to show them both at the same time. Nah, it's not working. You get the idea though. This versus this, much happier. And I made it through the 13 grams that I had that I put into the second batch, plus some. So this is what I have for the first bobbin left. And maybe I'll spin a little bit more later. Maybe I won't. But I guess I'll tell you when I do. I am outside and hoping that you're going to be able to hear this because I have the phone propped up between my legs, which, like my knees, I guess I should clarify my knees. So I'm picking fleece today, and I just thought I would mention how crazy it is, how many different sort of areas there are on a fleece. I can't show you what I did yesterday, but yesterday's was very crimpy, and then this same sheep isn't so crimpy, and it is a BFL merino cross, so I wonder if certain parts of the fleece are more BFL and certain are more merino. Not sure. And then also this part where you see is really yellow. I've heard that called canarying, like the bird canarying, but I don't know that that's what this is, because I think that is from when you don't wash the fleece right away and the lanolin kind of makes it yellow. There's nothing wrong with it if that's what it is, but actually this fleece, Patsy, I know that the ground, the dirt where she was at, was really heavily like red clay, and so I think it's actually staining from that. So it's a bit yellow, but the nice thing about it is I'm mixing it with that colorful fiber, and so it doesn't matter if it's yellow, because if you don't already know, yellow and pink make peach, and that is my favorite spinning combination. So I will not be mad about a little bit of peach in there. But I'm just, oops, I thought you could see that. I'm picking locks in order to run them through my drum carder. They say you should be able to read through it. So if you hold it up to a newspaper, which who even has a newspaper these days? We'll say a book. If you hold it up to a book, you should be able to read through it. And once they're picked, they go in my little basket. And there's an ollie. I've been at this longer than I care to admit, but my tub is full, and it's not a small tub. It's definitely bigger than a Chihuahua. But yeah, I think I did about this much yesterday, and it ended up being 70 grams. And if that's the case, I now have about 140 grams. You can just see how much air is in there. But I'm thinking I probably need at least a pound of this fiber to mix with the other stuff. So I have a long way to go, but I'm done for today. Hello everyone, it's July the 7th and Tour de Fleece day 9, I believe. I didn't check today, but I'm pretty sure it's 9. I'm outside, it's beautiful. It's about 12:30 and I've had a busy morning. Look at my hair. It's impossible. Anyway, I started the day by going to urgent care because I'm still not feeling good. And they say I have a virus of some sort, and basically it just needs to run its course. So they did give me something for nausea, which is good. I just took it. Hopefully I can eat something without feeling absolutely terrible. But while I'm waiting for that to kick in, I'm going to do a little bit of spinning out here. Hopefully I can spin. If you can see, it's pretty windy. It's always windy here, so. Anyway, I will give you an update, just so you know. This is where we are starting. and I will show you how much I get done. I'm not going to spin too long today. Alrighty, I think I'm done spinning, at least for now. I managed about 45 minutes, and there's where we are. So I got some good progress done. Still on the first bobbin. This is how much fiber I have left, so it's definitely getting smaller, and who knows, maybe I'll finish this much tomorrow, we'll see. But I'm in no rush. Like, you know, I don't have anything else prepped, so I will spin it as fast as I spin it. I will check in with you tomorrow. I think tomorrow, Monday, is actually technically a rest day, but I don't know, we'll see. I don't plan on taking a rest, but I probably don't plan on spinning like crazy either. Hello, it's Monday, July the 8th, and it's Tour de Fleece day 10 technically, but like I said yesterday, it's a rest day today. But I do have my wheel out. I'm home. I look like a hot mess. I look how I feel. I will say I think I'm starting to maybe feel a little bit better. It makes me nervous to get too hopeful, but I mean, this can't last forever. But I feel like my brain fog is not quite so bad, but the nausea is a little bit worse, and the stomach cramps, I'm getting them even though I'm not eating, which before it was kind of like only when I ate, and I haven't eaten anything today. Just drinking some water and don't feel great. But here in the Stitches household, things are rough, not just for me. So last night I was getting ready to go to bed, and my husband works nights, and he's kind of had a little bit of what I have, but nothing terrible. Anyway, I got a message from him saying that he was getting admitted to the ER for an EKG, which is a test of your heart rhythm. And so, despite not feeling really up to it, I drove to the hospital and met him there, and luckily everything turned out okay. He's still having chest pain, not really sure why, but it's not his heart, so that's good. And before all that happened, I did spin just a little bit last night. So I think I was somewhere like right in here before, or when I talked to you. And I didn't record it. I just didn't feel like it. But I'm getting ready to spin, so this is how much I have left. So you'll notice from the last time I showed you, this is quite a bit smaller. I think I can finish this today. I don't even think it's going to take all that long. Oh, I should have brought it. I'll go get it here in just a minute. But kind of what spurred my extra little spinning session last night was that I took a deep dive through my stash, which in retrospect was a terrible idea. As I started it, oh my God, my head felt so bad. But kind of once I had started, I felt like I had to finish, because where my fiber is in the closet of our gym room. Now granted, my husband and I aren't using the gym right now because we don't feel up to it, but generally, like, he was going to work out yesterday, even having chest pain. I was like, absolutely not. But anyway, so I had fiber spread all over the floor, and just felt like I needed to get it cleaned up, so I did. But I found 3 braids for my next spin because I want to do a combo spin, and I don't think I'll be able to finish it during Tour de Fleece because I'm not the fastest spinner, and also during the tour, I kind of had thought, wouldn't it be nice to like not knit, not do any other craft other than spin, but that's just not me. I've got too many other things going on, so anyway. I'm blabbering, and I'm gonna go grab that fiber real quick and show you, and then I'm gonna spin. Okay, I'm back with fiber. I also forgot to tell you, I'm at my dining room table, so behind me is the kitchen, and I'm kind of enjoying having the battery pack. I haven't actually tried spinning. I have one of those like taller dining room tables, which is great because our big dog cannot like really see what's on top. He's never tried to stand on his back legs or anything, but it just raises it up so that it's not like at his head height, which is great. But anyway, this is the first fiber that I have, and it's a pretty soft kind of like cotton candy pink with a little bit of like darker splotches here and there. And what's exciting about this is alpaca. I bought this at Oregon Flock and Fiber 20 22 maybe, or 2023. Did I go last year? No, I didn't. So it was probably 2022. And I have never spun alpaca. So what I'm going to do for this spin is one fiber to one braid and then ply all three together. And I've never done a combo spin like that, and I have like really wanted to for a long time. So that would be one. This beautiful braid right here, multicolor kind of pastels. This is by Greenwood Fiber, maybe it's just Greenwood, and it's 100% Polworth in the color Diamond. Oops, I'm getting caught on my wheel. So you have these two, and the third one is this purpley pink. My lighting's not great as usual, but you get the idea. And I know I bought this from Facebook. It says T26. I don't remember the name of the seller. Again, this has been in my stash really probably since about the time I started spinning, so it's definitely needs to get used. But let's see. Try and hold these next to each other. It's gonna be easier said than done. So let's get that label out of there. So yeah, I think that's gonna be pretty cool. Like I said, I've never spun alpaca before, so if you have any alpaca spinning tips, I'd love to hear them. I am quite excited to spin it, and the fact that I've never spun it, I think that will be my first bobbin. So that will be about 12 ounces total, and that should give me quite a lot of yardage. Of course, I will spin for a fingering-ish weight because that's what I like to work with. What was I gonna say? I don't know, I'm losing it. But yeah, so yeah, any tips, tricks, anything like that, I'd love to hear them. And I think combo spins are definitely like really opening my eyes to my stash and its potential. So I'm very excited to see that. I'm gonna spin now. Okay, I have an update for you. I finished the first bobbin. So that's exciting. And I went to grab a bobbin with nothing on it, and it's not that I don't have any clear, but I found the bobbin that had my long draw singles on it. So I wound those into a cake on my ball winder, and I decided I would just go ahead and ply this up now. I had mentioned earlier that, you know, I didn't want to waste the fiber, which I don't. But one of the projects I started a while ago is a hand spun only jelly roll blanket. So it's a blanket that's knit in strips, and the strips are joined as you knit to the next one. And I don't have a ton done on it, and honestly, if I knew right where it was, I would go grab it for you so I could show you, and maybe I'll show you that tomorrow or something, but I haven't worked on it in a while. But the nice thing about these little odds and ends, if you have just a bit of a skein left over, or you do a sample or whatever, I don't have a huge variance in the weight of yarns that I spin, but there is definitely a variance, and I find that I can put any yarn in there. So I absolutely love that project for that. I really don't know of another knitting project that would be super forgiving like that, unless you're really looking for like an art yarn kind of look, which I guess maybe some people are. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and ply this up. I don't really know how much is here, but it did seem like it took longer than I thought. I had one little break in the fiber as I was winding the ball, and I just spit splice it. That's how I do it. So put that back together, and hopefully I don't have any breaks while I'm actually plying. But yeah, I'll show you that when I'm done, and then I think I'm going to get the second bobbin started, and then I'll be done spinning for the day. So I'll show you that when I have some progress. That was very quick. The applying is finished. I did not try and go for any type of consistency. I literally just put twist in there, and let me take it off real quick so I can maybe show you some of the up close bits. Too bad there's not really a good example. I was gonna say I actually really kind of like the yarn that I got when they're about the same width, but there's some sections where it's a very fine single with a very thick single, and I do not like that look. It's just not a yarn structure that I prefer. But I did, in my cute little sheep bag here, I found my handspun jelly roll, so I'm going to show you that. It's been a long while since I've looked at this. Let's see, does the seam go in the front? No, I think the seam goes in the back. Well, I have 2 strips, and I couldn't even tell you what all these yarns are. This was the first time I ever tried. Shocker, there wasn't even anyone at the door. Anyway, as I was saying, where'd it go? This pink here is the first time I ever tried long draw at all, and you can see it's a hot mess. That part right there, it's like finer than lace weight, and then you've got these big chunks, and oh, I am showing you the back. Goodness gracious. Anyway, there's the front. It doesn't really matter. It looks the same. Again, I think this was just a little cupcake mini that I had. And just different yarns. This, I think, is actually Inglenook Fibers, one of the advents, because it starts kind of like, goodness gracious, starts making sense. Going like a fade with these pops, which these aren't usually my favorite spins. I like the look, but I don't love spinning them. So anyway, not a ton of progress, but I do love that this can really have any yarn in it. And in the end, it will be a blanket. So if you're looking for a project to use up those little bits left over, like I said, little experiment samples. Oh, you know what? This is really soft though. Anyway, I don't think it's going to be any big deal to show you the next bobbin, so I'll show you that tomorrow. Hello, it's Tuesday, July 9th, and today is technically stage 10 of Tour de Fleece, but it is day 11 of spinning. As you know, I did spin yesterday, and this is what I got done. I told you I would show you before I got started today. So just like I did with the first bobbin, I spun, this is the 13 grams that was from that original, what was supposed to be the first bobbin of 3, but now we're going for a 2-ply. I didn't bring it with me, but you know, the other day when I was sorting through my fiber, I found some 2-ply that I hadn't spun in with my fiber, but it's actually, you know, in yarn form. And I had said that I don't like a 2-ply, and I'm a big fat liar because that yarn looked beautiful. So I'm a little more reinvigorated to see what this spin looks like. So this is what I have left. Probably around 39 or 40 grams in here. And I'm not going to spin a ton because the Stephen West Surprise Sock Along just started, and that's what I've been working on this morning. I am still not feeling wonderful. Headache is much better, but I am still having stomach issues, but things are definitely improving, so feeling good about that. But yeah, I will spin and show you what I get up to. Well, I said I wasn't going to spin too long today, but I guess I went for about 45 minutes, so that's not too bad. There is my progress. I was around here when I started and made it to there. And I keep having to remind myself to spin thicker today because for some reason I've been defaulting to about 30 wraps per inch this whole time, but today I'm wanting to spin to 35 for some reason. So I don't think that variance would matter too much anyway, but it would be nice if it would stay consistent. Yesterday I did pull this off the bobbin, and it's my long draw bit, and I thought I'd show you some of those sections where you have the really fat part and the really skinny single. Well, let's see, can I even find one? I know they're in here. You can just kind of get an idea for the difference in the diameter. It's not nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be, if I'm being honest, and it probably will change even more once I wash it. But yeah, just like, let's see, the strand here, pretty thick, and then you see this strand is quite thin, so it will look great in my jelly roll, I'm sure of it. But yeah, I'm gonna go back inside. It's quite warm out today, which for some people it wouldn't be warm at all. It's supposed to be like 76, but it feels hot to me. Alrighty, that's it for today. I will check in with you tomorrow. I'm thinking now I might try and go to work tomorrow. We'll see. Here's the progress that I made. So I made a good dent, I think. It is Wednesday, July the 10th, and it is my 12th day of spinning for Tour de Fleece, but it is stage 11 technically because there has been a rest day. This is where we are starting today. I haven't spun any since I showed you yesterday, so I have the same amount of fiber left. It's kind of breezy out here today and about 10 degrees cooler than yesterday, so I don't know how long I'll stay out here, but I'll at least do 15 minutes. I can do that because I'm not really feeling like spinning today. If it wasn't Tour de Fleece, I don't think I know I would not be picking up my wheel. But I have air in my Ziploc bag, and I have to put it under the wheel, otherwise it will blow away out here. All right, I'm going to spin and I'll show you how much I do. I'm curious to know if any of you are spinning on an electric eel wheel 6 or 6.1 or something with pretty large bobbins. These are 8-ounce bobbins. The reason I ask is I mentioned before that I don't love my Lendrum Lazy Kate for these because I can do 2 at a time easily, but not 3 at a time. And the reason I ask is because I was looking at the Acre Kate Lazy Kate, and that will hold 4 bobbins, actually even larger than this one, I think. And the other one that I saw was I believe it's Nystock Farms, and that one will also hold 4 large bobbins. And there's quite a price difference between the two. Now granted, they're very different looking, so it's not like they're exactly the same or anything. But the Acreworks is roughly $160, and the Nystock Farms is like $100. But the Nystock one I would have to pay for shipping, and I think Acreworks I don't. So yeah, anyway, just very curious what you guys use if you have larger bobbins for a Lazy Kate. I think I would like something with tension, because if it doesn't have tension, the singles will spin freely and they kind of spin back on each other. And at times, that is when I'm noticing my singles break, is when they've wound, I guess, kind of back on themselves. So yeah, I'm just looking for some options. I do have a birthday coming up, so I think I might treat myself. I'm trying to get out of the habit of just buying things whenever the heck I want them, but it's a hard habit to break. But having a birthday coming up makes it a little bit easier because, well, either I could buy it now and say it's for my birthday, or I could actually wait, because that's next month. So yeah, I'm still spinning away. I haven't been doing too much. It's so windy out here. It's sunny, but not super pleasant. You'll notice I think you can tell maybe I'm in the shade, and that's because I have a little umbrella up. I can't sit in the direct sun. I've always just been very fair-skinned and I burn easy, but it seems like with age I burn easier. And for some reason, my forehead will show a tan and there'll be like a difference, so it looks really weird. Random things you didn't need to know. Well, I just had my fiber go blowing and break into a bunch of pieces. It's too windy to do this outside today, or at least anymore. I did more than 15 minutes, so that's good. I thought I would, first I'm gonna put my fiber away, but I thought I would answer a question that I've gotten a couple times on some photos that I posted. And that's about cross-lacing. Of course, it looks extra crazy now because I have this wrapped around here. Cross-lacing the flyer. So here's my hook that my fiber's on, and then I have it wrapped around here. That's what cross-lacing is. So the reason I cross-lace is because I find that the fiber winds much more evenly on the bobbin, and it fills in gaps that don't have anything in them. So like if you notice, my bobbin is really even, not a lot of grooves and bumps on it, and that's because I cross lace. And if you don't do that, you have to move your hook more often, and granted I still need to move it, but it just evens everything out, and I just like the way it looks better. It's more aesthetically pleasing. I know some people cross lace because they say it lowers the pull onto the wheel a little bit. It does, but you can adjust that. So if you didn't want that result, then you just take your tension up a little bit more. But I do it on any wheel, and I do it even if I'm plying, for the reason of filling the bobbin nicer. So yeah, I think I'm done spinning for today. I spun for actually a half hour, so more than I expected. Hello, spinners and fiber enthusiasts. It is July 11th. I had to think about that for a minute. And it is Tour de Fleece stage 12, but is technically day 13 of spinning. All these numbers are getting more and more confusing by the day. We have 11, 12, 13 today. I should be able to remember that. I worked today, so this is where I left off yesterday. And I just got done having dinner. It's 6:30, and I'm going to do just a little bit of spinning before I go to bed. I'm feeling better, not 100%, but definitely better, and I made it through the workday. So I will check in with you when I'm done spinning for today. If you remember right, of course for you it was just a few seconds ago, but when I finished yesterday, it got so windy that a bunch of my fiber just got ripped into short little bits. So I need to try and get that all in the bobbin here. Okay, I spun for about a half hour, and there's my progress. So I had just started this end of the bobbin, and I made it obviously to there. And I'm really hoping, I can finish what's left of the fiber tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the last video of this little video series, week 2, which means I'm not going to have a plied up skein. The last time it worked out so perfectly that I was able to ply my skein and show it to you, but the start of the next video should be a plying video, which is exciting. So thanks for joining me. I hope that your Tour de Fleece is going well so far, and have you spun as much as you wanted to, less than you wanted to? Have you had to buy more fiber? Let me know how it's going for you down below. Hello, it is July the 12th. I still keep trying to say June, but here we are in July. It is Tour de Fleece day or stage 13. but it is the 14th day of spinning. Still doesn't make any sense to me. I have this much fiber left, not a ton, and this is going to be the very last, I'll say video, but there'll be another one after I'm done spinning. But today's the last day. I'm hoping to get the video edited and uploaded today, maybe tomorrow. And it's been a whole other week. So we are wrapping up the second week of Tour de Fleece, which I cannot believe. And I am going to try and finish these singles tonight so that I can start tomorrow's video plying. That sounds like so much fun. So I guess hang tight a few seconds and you'll see if I make it. It's going to take me a lot longer than that. Okay, I did it. It is 7:22, so that was 2 hours. But now both bobbins are done. This is the one I was just spinning. Beautiful. And this is the first one. But do you notice this bobbin actually has some kind of green? On the first bobbin, I thought it looked gray. It looks more green on this one. So it's going to be interesting to see what that looks like once it's applied together. It's so hard to see these. There we go. That's pretty good lighting. But yeah, that means I can start plying tomorrow. Very exciting. Looks like I have about the same amount of fiber, which I should. So we'll see. Like I said earlier, that wraps up this video, and Tour de Fleece day, did I say 13? Yes, 13. No, stage 13, day 14. Maybe. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you're having fun this Tour de Fleece and making some good progress on your fiber stash. Talk to you later. Bye.